Hi guys, welcome to the Transcript. My name is Margaret and I have my lovely girls here today with me.
Hi!
We're here to discuss some cultural issues that we think are really interesting and pertinent to our generation. And we just want to engage the culture, we want to think reasonably and just conclude some of the things that we find are challenging in our day and age. So today we're going to talk about being 25 and making it. Now, obviously, not all of us are 25, but we probably face some of the similar issues that young people around this age face. In terms of like 5 years ago, what were your ideas of what you would be in 5 years' time?
I thought that I would be in a long-term relationship on my way to getting married. I thought that, like, I don't know, for some reason, I thought that you're building your career and like getting to where you want to be, it was much easier than it actually is. So I thought, okay, maybe just working for like 3 months where you'll get recognised, okay, next position. I just thought it was so easy. Like I thought I would be like sitting down having conversations with estate agents by now. Literally, that's what I thought. Like, because I mean, at 23, because when I was 5 years ago, at 18, like I thought it was really easy. Like I didn't know, like, you know, that you actually needed like at least 10% to get a mortgage. Like, I didn't know. So
about your career, did you think in uni, you're studying, did you think you're going to have an established career in the industry you wanted to have?
So I was going to be a businesswoman. Fashion. Because obviously I wanted to build up my own styling business, and that's not something that I've kicked to the back of the corner. I still want to do it. I was so certain by now, like top class clients flying me around the world to come and style them.
Seriously?
Yeah, no, I was convinced. There are people that do it. Like obviously, eventually when you work your way to the top of the industry, you will have your clients flying you out to style them. However, obviously there's a lot of work.
Don't you miss having like the sky was the limit? Like 5 years ago, and I kind of missed that because now that I'm like older, like it's like the realities of life.
You say the sky is the limit, but wasn't it just a dream?
No,
we actually felt like it was
a dream.
No, but like you know when you see like 30-year-olds, then like they tell you, oh, when I was younger I used to want to be like this, but then you know life happened and then now I'm just doing this. Like that makes me depressed. Like I just feel really like and I'm moving closer to that. Because everything becomes more realistic. So I kind of want to go back to that time where you thought, oh my god, I could do anything, I could accomplish everything. And
I should have done my masters by now, you know, I got a big job, you know. I felt like I'd be set up by 25 and out of my parents' house, definitely, but clearly
and I think also my parents, they kind of put those ideas in our head as well because they'll be like, oh, you know, you'll go to university, you'll graduate, you'll get a job. But they don't say, oh, okay, you possibly could only get a job maybe for like after 8 months of graduating. They don't throw that in there, do you know what I mean? They make it seem like it's all like, you know, walk along the street, get married, walk along the street, they don't tell you all of these things.
What are the key pressures that you guys individually or collectively feel like you face being 25 or going to hit 25?
Being married, I feel like that's a annoying pressure because you're getting it from family, you're getting it from friends. When you see people that you haven't seen for a while, a lot of them want to know, are you in a long-term relationship? Are you on your way to marriage? When are we, you know, taking Ashway and B?
With me, I think now personally what I'm seeing happening is like not everybody has like a 9 to 5. A lot of people are doing other things on the side or they're doing different things. And it's like with me, my passion happens to lie in a 9 to 5. So it's like a struggle of, does that mean being successful or being 25 and making it means, you know, you have your 9 to 5 hustle, whatever you're doing, but you also have your entrepreneur on the side and you're doing whatever, you're a blogger or you're taking pictures or you're doing this or you're doing
making cakes.
So for me, it's like, do people look at me and feel like, oh, okay, I'm not doing anything amazing because they're not seeing any business pages of mine. But meanwhile, in my 9 to 5, I'm flourishing, I'm doing what I love. And so that's where I feel like the pressure comes in because it's like you just want to, not necessarily prove to everyone that you're doing well, but I guess it is proving to everyone that you're doing well.
But what I hear, like, amongst this discussion is we thought we were going to be married. That's really interesting. Do you feel like it is like our parents, or do you think it's our own? Because let's not like go on like we didn't want to get married, it was our parents who were pressuring us. I mean, you could still make you guys could still make it.
But in 6 months,
listen, I've heard stories. I've heard stories as well, but not really.
making.
Yeah.
I would say since secondary school, I knew that I wanted to have 6 children.
Wow.
So if I want to have 6 kids, obviously you kind of have to start a bit early, 22, 23, kind of, and that hasn't happened. So that was the main reason why I thought by 25 I would be married. Probably had 3 kids already. That was my plan. Yeah, that's my plan. But obviously,
Wait, 3 kids by when?
25. Depending on when I got. My bracket. Wait. My bracket was between 20 and 25 to get married.
Oh, right.
Time.
25.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you will have 3 kids by 25.
Yes.
Okay.
No career.
No, my career would be, because I've always wanted to be a family therapist. And back then, actually, around uni time, I was more focused on being a psychologist. So I was like, I would have to work. It would have to work hand in hand somehow.
The key pressures are marriage, our career, or not even necessarily career, just establishing things that you should establish by the age of 25, i.e. buying a place. And being at the same stage as your friends, essentially. The 20s or early 20s are your foundational years. But I do want to ask, why isn't that, we want to work on our character, we want to work on, why is it that we want to be successful during our 20s? We want to, and obviously that's not bad, we want to, provide a certain life or whatever it is. But why isn't that, I want to let go of this habit that I've been holding on to for all these years?
Doesn't buy you a house.
But you can have an amazing house with rubbish character and it's
No, but I think it's a mixture.
It's a long
But I agree with Margaret's point to an extent, because I think ultimately, especially like those Christian girls, like ultimately we do realise like what can be here today, maybe gone tomorrow. And ultimately our faith shouldn't be dependent on what these material things offer. So we should have a faith rooted in something deeper than just our desires for quote unquote success and whatever. But I do agree, I think no one really sits at home at 18 and thinks, okay, by the time I'm 25, I don't want to be a liar anymore. Like that's not a goal. That's not a young person saying.
I think that's kind of
like,
when you're going into like the new year, sometimes you like make goals and you sit down with God and you say, these are the kind of things, this is what I want this year to be for you and I, like in terms of our relationship, no?
I agree with that, but I'm just saying that generally
of course, as Christians, that's important to us. But I'm just saying, when we actually look at the time we focus on those things versus the time we focus on spiritual things, like when we weigh them up, it just seems like our pursuit for the job, the husband, the money, like they seem to weigh a little heavier sometimes. Like it's a bit off balance at times.
Okay guys, we're going to play a quick game. The game is called Ace of Spades.
Okay.
Ace of Spades. Please look at your cards, how about that?
Okay.
So
I don't know what my card is called.
You're going to have a big problem. That's fine. The first question is, top 3 countries young girls want to visit by 25. Hearts.
Dubai, Egypt, Mexico.
Top 3 series that 25-year-olds currently watch. Diamonds.
Walking Dead, Power, Empire.
Top 3 sitcoms 25-year-olds watched in the 90s. Spades.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, My Wife and Kids, and One on One.
Top 3 YouTube searches for 25-year-old ladies. Diamonds. That's
Patricia Bright, Why Did My Boyfriend Dump Me, and How to Get Married.
Top 3 careers a 25-year-old wants to pursue. Spades.
Finance, fashion, and I don't have a clue.
Top 3 things a 25-year-old has to do on their face or body to step out in public. Clubs.
Eyebrows, lipstick, foundation.
So that's the top 3 things. That's what makes a beautiful face.
The hair.
To step out
What about
in
your hair?
public. So guys, back to our discussion. Do we seek affirmation and accolades, or are these genuine desires?
For me,
Be honest.
Yeah, I think for me it's a mixture, but for the wanting to be affirmed and stuff is probably more subconscious because of things like social media, and then just of things like the cultural background that I come from. So if you're African and you're Nigerian, you all know that like family events and just any event where you're going to be seeing aunties and uncles and things, like, you kind of have to have something to say for yourself. So a lot of the time, whether you know it or not, there's this thing at the back of you telling you that like, you kind of need to know what you're doing just so that other people can affirm you, like you can be accepted in society.
I think it's definitely a mixture of the two, but obviously it can't be what your sense of identity is. Like you can't be like my job or my marriage, anything. It doesn't even have to be any of those things. Is what makes me feel good about myself. Like it has to be something bigger than that. So
So following on from that, Dami, do you feel like older men and women, but especially women, I guess, because we're women, do you feel like they've done a disservice to us by hiding their reality or not allowing you maybe into their homes or into their lives?
Definitely from the shows I used to watch, definitely from the people on Instagram who are older, and I think you know they are selling dreams. Like they're not putting, no one puts on Instagram the struggle, the fact that their accounts are in minus some months. Do you know what I mean? No one puts the real stuff up on there.
I feel like I just feel like society is just selfish, as in they just feel like they'll learn when it's their time as well.
I don't agree.
Okay.
I don't feel like it's anybody's responsibility to tell you anything. I think there's so much beauty in when you learn things by yourself and when you figure it out by yourself.
I don't appreciate when certain people portray a side of their life that isn't exactly true, like where they just make it look glamorous and glorious at all times. I do appreciate whereby when people come to reach their successful life or whatever, they can actually say, okay, well, it wasn't that easy. I just don't like when people, all they post about is, you know, flashy cars or, you know, that dream job. Tell us the truth. Tell us, you know, maybe what it took you to get to where you are now. And like you said, for the older women, older men, it would be nicer if some of them would actually tell you. Instead of saying, oh, go and get married, sit you down and tell you, look, marriage ain't easy. Your character needs to be this. Like your husband will test you. Don't just shout at us, go and get married, and then we get there. Where are you guys? So after you went to eat rice, we don't see you.
I think it's just more of guiding us, because that's why I don't really agree, because I'm thinking about younger girls, let's say they're in uni and all they're thinking about is guys, and I'm 25. I feel like it's my responsibility, if they were my friends or if they were in my life, I genuinely feel responsibility to pour into them, to invest in them and say like, yo, this is not the way, like there's more to life. Because I know you're not saying learn from your own mistakes, but some mistakes are so detrimental that you are going to learn, but it's like
consequences are not going to go away.
I feel like you may not have had to learn that way, or you may not have had to have those consequences.
Who was teaching you? No one.
That's a good point, but it has affected me. It has affected me.
And also,
obviously,
it's also the grace of God to a certain extent, because yes, we may not have done all of these X, Y, and Z, and I don't think that's by our own doing. I think that's because we haven't been allowed to go.
God has kept us.
Kept us from certain things, because otherwise we could have been doing all sorts, and we could have been doing anything, God knows what. But
what do you think are the solutions, guys?
Well, I think first of all, cancel 25 and making it. Like, there's no such thing. So, someone can make it at 30, someone can make it 25, someone can make it at 15, and making sure you sit down by yourself and define what success means to you.
Also accepting where you are at this present moment in time and kind of working from there.
And I think being grateful for it. Ultimately, understand what true success is, and understanding that you may not make it, and that's fine. Whatever make it means, like it's absolutely fine to just, you know, not make it. So I don't want to be emotionally disheartened because of this idea that society has created for me. I want to rejoice in anything that happens in my life because I'm grateful to be alive. Hi guys, welcome to the Transcript. My name is Margaret and we're here to discuss some Okay guys, so we're going to 3 sitcoms 25-year-olds watched in the 90s. I was going to say in the 20s. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Diamonds. That's.
Patricia Bright, Why Did My Boyfriend Dump Me, and How to Get Married.
My boyfriend dump me. We're gonna find out on YouTube. I'm sorry. Why do you even know what's in the schools? Yes. No.
So do you guys feel like we actually live in reality? Or like do we understand reality? Like by this age, do we actually understand what reality should be or is?
Well. Okay, I think back then I wasn't living reality, mainly because I didn't understand the background work that went into what I needed to get what I needed to do to get to where I wanted to be. Can we do that again? Yeah.
Cindy, what do you think? Jaleesa, what do you think?
Yeah, so I agree with what
Cindy was just
I was picked up.
Do you think that you have been done a disjustice? That you have been done a disjustice or disservice in a sense that, like, do you guys have older men? Do you guys? Sorry, I'm trying to read it from the screen. So following on from that, in understand. Sorry.